Imagine living in a world where cancer patients are told they are ill by choice. They are ill because of poor eating habits, sunbathing, or even worse, their bad luck in the genetic lottery, and it could have been avoided. To make matters worse, what if cancer was so misunderstood that society trembled after the thought of aiding patients with the disease? Thankfully, that is not the case, but for the mentally ill, it is an everyday struggle. Discrimination against the mentally ill continuously grows with no remorse for the ones affected. Society must understand the hardship of mental illness in order to adequately provide aid for patients, because according to a recent study by Behavioral Risk Factors Surveillance, in the article Stigma of Mental Illness, it has been concluded that only 25% of adults with mental health symptoms believe that people are caring and sympathetic to persons with mental illness. And this must be changed. After extensive research, I was saddened to find that millions of Americans suffer from mental illness. And to be more precise, the U.S. Substance Abuse and Mental Health Administration, in the article called Stigma and Mental Illness, concluded that 18.2% of the total adult population in the United States suffer from mental illness. That is almost 1/5 of our nation battling disorders such as depression, anxiety, or schizophrenia. To make this statement even more prevalent to you, the article also gathered that suicide is the third leading cause of death for young people between the ages of 10 and 24. That includes the children and young adults of America that are currently battling with mental illness. And we are the people that can change that. Today I will be talking about care, governmental funding, and the consequences from believing mental illness is a choice. By the end of my speech today, you will be able to understand those with mental illness a little more and become an advocate with the potential to better the lives of these patients that are in desperate need for your help. Now that we have gone over my 3 points, I would like to address my first, and have you answer whether or not we are sufficiently providing in our psychiatric facilities. It is surprising to find that almost 25% of people admitted to institutions across the world will remain in facilities longer than a year due to lack of support services in the community. This was in fact gathered by the World Health Organization, and it includes our poor care in psychiatric facilities. Not only is this statistic vital in the understanding of stigma in our psychiatric health care, but many people that seek help feel disempowered and experience extensive restrictions in their basic human rights. These people living in mental facilities are often exposed from inhuman and degrading treatments. Now that I have told you that we are providing inadequate care in our mental health facilities, let me inform you about our lack of governmental funding for psychiatric care. According to the article, 7 Facts About America's Mental Health Systems, the United States spends $113 billion on mental health treatment, but that only accounts for about 5% of national health care spending. The United States is spending very little to psychiatric care when compared to other illnesses. Now that I have told you that our government is insufficient, let me tell you that mental illness is not a choice, and that believing so brings on severe consequences. Nearly 2/3 of all people with diagnosable treatment don't seek help. Around 450 million suffer from such condition, which makes mental health a leading cause of death. That being said, mental illness should be taken very seriously, and you could possibly be saving a life by doing so. In conclusion, mental illnesses are unpredictable and far from chosen. The standards for doctors and facilities should be equal to those treating physical illnesses. As citizens of this country, it must be protocol to enact a law that will bring equality in the system of psychiatric care. And finally, the creation of programs will bring awareness to the seriousness of this issue, helping to accurately diagnose those needing help. Now the question is, who in this group today will take these steps right now to fix this big problem? Now, I know that today may be too much to ask, but I ask that next time one of your friends are taking part in the stigma of mental illness, you stop them and you inform them about things you learned today. Thank you.